In this video, we will cover how to install Windows Subsystem for Linux in a Windows machine. Now, before you do that, make sure your Windows system meets the system requirement. That is, if you're running Windows 10 version, make sure it is higher than build number this. And if you're on Windows 11, then it's already fine. Now, according to Microsoft, you only need one command, that is WSL --install. So what you have to do is just open up your command prompt or your terminal with as a administrator like this, give it the administrative permission, and then open the terminal. And then here you just need to execute one command, that is WSL space --, install like this. Now when you execute this command, WSL will install a Linux distribution, and by default it will install the Ubuntu in your system, and you will have that ready in your system. Now for some reason, if this does not work, like for me it does not work, then let's see how can we install Ubuntu through Microsoft Store. So before we do that, make sure you have enabled virtualization in your system, that is in your PC settings, that is in the BIOS. Make sure your CPU supports virtualization, and for AMD CPUs it is called SVM mode. And because of different hardwares have different methods to do the same, that's why I have not included a procedure for the same. You can just search for how to enable virtualization for your specific hardware, and I think you will get an article to do the same. So once you have enabled virtualization in your PC, you can go ahead and open Windows features on or off. Just search for this whole thing. If this does not comes up, it will also require the administrative permission. And here we need to check two things. That is, we need to check this Windows Subsystem for Linux right here. That is this one. And we need to check this virtual machine platform from this Windows features dialog box and hit OK. It will just process some things and ask you to restart your system. That's why I've already done that and restarted my system. After you have done that, just open up Microsoft Store and then just search for Ubuntu like this. You can also search for Linux and then bring up all the Linux distribution available. You can see we have Kali Linux, we have the Ubuntu here, we also have Debian, we have SUSE. So you can just go ahead and install any of the ones, that is Linux distributions. And I have installed Ubuntu 20.04 in my system. So just install it like any normal application and then hit open. And then it will ask you to wait for some time because it will install certain things. And then when it is done installing, you can provide your username, your password, and then just open it up like any normal application. So you can see I can just search for Ubuntu, and here we have the terminal. You can also use your Windows terminal to open up the same. That is here I can just click on this more options, and you can see we have Ubuntu shell here as well. Click on the same, you can see it works. So that's how we install Windows Subsystem for Linux in a Windows system.